Hey Leos, welcome on back to my channel. I am Faith, of course, and this is my channel, The Divine Faith. Sorry, I'm moving because I'm trying to pick some different cards. But yeah, this is going to be your energy reading for now. As I mentioned before, I removed the time from the videos so that you guys will know that, this is timeless, in case you didn't realize that in the past, because a lot of my readings, energy readings, kind of happen a little bit far in the future, but I can't help that. But yeah, so this can be for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I don't know what videos I did recently, but you are free to go back and take a look at my recent videos. Okay. Yeah, I was doing you guys a reading this morning, same thing with Virgo, but I really don't know why. Oh, it was the sound. I really don't know why I deleted you guys' video. The sound really wasn't that bad, to be honest. I could hear it, but I guess got good hearing. So I decided not to upload that one, so I am re-recording. So let's take a look at this and see. So Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Leo, Sun. Okay, this wants to come out. Could be dealing with Sagittarius right off rip. Okay, so could be, honestly, I don't know what age range is Saturn and Sagittarius, but they may be a Saturn and Sagittarius. I don't know what year that would be. But I guess you could look it up, but I don't know. But yeah, you may be dealing with somebody who has a Saturn in Sagittarius, or you may be dealing with somebody, or you yourself may have Saturn in the third house. Now, third house is our communications, it's our younger siblings, it's our early childhood education. Okay, it's our driving skills, it's our credit. Not a lot of people know that your credit is actually seen by your third house. So you can check your third house sign and your third house placement to see what your credit gonna be like. But if you have Sagittarius on the third house, which would probably make you a Libra rising, if you have Sagittarius on the third house, then your thing may be spending when it pertains to like going on trips, or maybe when it comes to foreign things, foreign excursions, or maybe even going to, spiritual places abroad, or maybe even to study abroad. That could be what you may possibly spend your credit on. But you also may get credit in terms of maybe even credit from other people. If we want to possibly look at it that way, you may get credit from other people in those same areas that I just spoke about. But that's the thing. You're still trying to find your way in at this particular point. You've tried a lot of things. Some of you have possibly been in a lot of different relationships, been in a lot of connections when it pertains to different people. So you have accumulated a lot of experience in this life. Rather it be from elders, because Saturn is definitely that elder type of energy. Rather it be just from reading, or maybe being cooped up in your room a lot. So all you have to do is read books. So you're very smart, especially when it pertains to just learn knowledge. And this may be something that don't necessarily come from like an advanced degree program. But for some reason for you, at least it's what I'm getting at this time, it seems that you're kind of dumbing yourself down. You're dulling yourself down in some sort of a way. Like you're second guessing yourself if you should write that paper, or if you should submit that article for the medical review journal, or if you should take that test, or if you should learn how to drive a stick shift, which is difficult. But there's a lot of things that I feel you have in your mind that you want to do, but that Saturn energy is kind of taking over a little bit. You're restricting yourself. Your momentum is restricted. Some of you were definitely gaining momentum. Okay, and some of you, this may be kind of happening in reverse. You may have went for a long period of time, maybe since COVID. Yeah, and you weren't really gaining. I paused because, they may try to shut me down for saying the word, but it may have been during that particular time where you just felt so limited, so restricted in a manner of nobody's really listening to you. Nobody's really hearing you. No matter if you say it or if you write it, they kind of push you off to the side like you don't know what the hell you're talking about. I definitely get this strong vibe that you are a teacher. a strong teacher, because of all this learned experience that you're gaining from different parts of the world. Okay, which is good. But now, maybe at one point you weren't afraid to take risk. And now you're just, and there's nothing wrong being in reality, because I am in reality. But some of you, you're so in reality, it's like you won't do anything. I don't know if you have a Virgo element in your chart, but that very energetic spirit that you used to have about you, where you were the Fool upright, and it's just like, look, I know one thing, I'm gonna have a good time. But now it seems like that is gone for some reason. I don't know if it's because you're kind of transmuting the energy a little bit. So as soon as you get into a relationship with someone, now you're kind of like taking on their energy, and maybe you kind of got like a little bit of a door stopper going on with the person that you're in a relationship with. But that vibrant energy that I'm normally getting from you, it's like, wah. Yeah. It's like you're not having fun anymore. Something is not fun to you anymore. And maybe specifically for your sign, when you're no longer having fun, it is time for you to skedaddle. Yes. And that includes relationships as well. You're just becoming so serious. Like, ouch, my teeth are rotating because you're becoming so... Yeah. 3 of Pentacles and the 9 of Swords. Like, you're going backwards. What is up with that? Oh. Boop, boop, boop. I don't know. It's probably not going to adjust. But we have the 3 of Pentacles in reverse, and we have the 9 of Swords in reverse. You've went through a lot of rejection. And the rejection that you've likely received has been more in number than it has been in the past. And this has slowed you down. This has that light bulb that maybe is always shining above you. Now it's like starting to dim more and more and more as the years go by, as you age. Okay. But there's just a lack of growth in this particular situation that you're in, or in this, whatever the case may be. Okay. There also, some of you may have to terminate a partnership because they brought you the numbers of what this could be in the next 3 years or 5 years. And it's just not true. As you take a deeper look, as you do more research. So some of you have definitely been led astray when it pertains to a business partnership. Some of you possibly got led astray even whenever it pertains to a company that you work for. Some of you, maybe you want to get into the field of traveling, like travel agency or flight attendant or a pilot or anything involved around traveling, because I already talked about that in the Fool in reverse. But here we go again. It's like it's always something. It's like it's not like you get close and then it just doesn't finish. And you could feel like that over, like I said, the last few years. Yeah, we have the 8 of Cups. So there's like this energy where I kind of just want to disconnect from, not me. I kind of just want to disconnect from the world. Kind of want to figure out, what has meaning, because what I thought had meaning doesn't have meaning anymore. To me, this reading comes across as that kid where their hopes get stomped on. Now, I can get down with the best of them whenever it pertains to reality, but what I've never strayed away from on this channel is I've always said, you are grown and you can do whatever the hell you want to do. And if that's what you want to do, then that's what you're going to do. I've never strayed away from that. It never goes away. And some of you, again, it's like you're losing that. But I'm not going to have you out here going out sad. I'm just not going to do that. I can't look at you do that. That's crazy. But, unfortunately, a lot of people have to learn the hard way. So I'm just going to keep saying it, I guess. Yeah. Wow. Your greed. Some of you guys, your greed caught up to you. You may have invested in something that went belly up, or you may have possibly took an opportunity and you just knew it was going to be so boom, and then it tanked. Some of you may have wasted your savings. Some of you may be going through your savings right now because you're possibly trying to find a job with better benefits. There may be some sort of health situation that you're dealing with, and the benefits that you may have when it comes to your job is just not going to cover what it needs to be covered. But to me, again, this is coming from energy of you just made the wrong moves. But even outside of that, you've made the wrong moves before in the past, but it's like now you don't know how to pick yourself back up. Some of you, even if you're like 23, 28, 22, 18, you're aging so fast because you are letting stress overtake you. And I absolutely feel like that's what's going on. A lot of you Leos, you're stressed out. You may be resulting back to drinking. If some of you guys put down some sort of addiction, it seems like you're going back to that because you're trying to feel like yourself again because you just don't necessarily know what to do. Because like I said, you made an error, don't we all? You made an error somewhere, and normally you're probably the person who's just like, look, I made a mistake, it is what it is. But now you're so harping on it. You're like, wow, I made a mistake. And you just keep living in that. You see how we have the devil with the 8? We have 2 8s stuck in the middle, stuck on the either side of the devil. Okay, so it's giving me very Pluto energy. You may be dealing with a Scorpio. Some of you may feel trapped by a Scorpio. And it could be tied to, it's not gonna fix, but you hear my voice. It could be tied to money. Okay, this person may be smothering you. That could be where you're in. Remember I talked about that transmuting of that energy. Some of you guys, you have to pay attention. And I'm not saying this to harp on Scorpios or 8th house placements at all, but you have to pay attention because you're going into the 8th house. You're going into kind of like that underworld, that kind of like hidden, forbidden a little bit territory a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And it takes a strong individual to have 8th house placements, to deal with somebody with 8th house placements, and if you let it overtake you, it will. And some of you, that's what you're doing right now because you're trying to live on this person's timeline. So it's completely screwing you up. Okay. And I hate that some of you are absolutely trapped. This person has an addiction. It's and it's in a particular energy where you're just like, I can't give up on this person because everybody in their life has given up on them. Okay. Well, that dog ain't always gonna hunt. I'm just saying this dog is not always gonna hunt because you're just completely forgetting about yourself. And it's sad to even sit up here and kind of like pick up on this energy, but that's what I feel like it is. And I'm going to tell you this here. This is just what I feel intuitively speaking, just based off what I'm getting. That energy is not necessarily in a good place whenever you can't get your bowels under control. And I'm not saying that because because of planetary placement or house placement. I'm just getting this energy. If you cannot get your bowels under control, when it pertains to, like, if it's not healthy, you know what I'm saying? Then you're in here. You're in the belly of the beast. Okay? Again, if you cannot get your bowels under control, you are in the belly of the beast and you probably don't realize it. Yes, somebody can be nice, but also at the same time, they can smother your energy into smithereens. And some of you guys, it feels like that is what's going on. We have the Queen of Wands. Yeah, that's right. We have the Queen of Wands. And we have the King of Swords. It's gonna, maybe. Anyway, there you are. There we go. We have the Queen of Wands and we have the King of Swords right there. They're not really a pair. This wind is kind of cutting through this fire in a manner. Think about it. Just envision if you have a sword and there's a fire. Yeah, you can cut the candle. I'm not talking about that. That's the earth. You can cut the actual candle, earth, okay? Or maybe that's fire, whatever. But slicing through that fire, what's going to happen? I don't really think much is going to happen besides the fire is still going to be fire. So, some of you guys, you are so resilient. And I appreciate that about you. But at what cost is your resiliency? Okay? You see, these two, I hate to say it, this pair gives me very grumpy old man or woman that, stick it out with one another because, what else am I going to do? I'm just too tired to try to go start over somebody else. That's what it's giving. That's what it's giving. But you're probably going to stay. 4 of Wands. Yikes. Somebody's definitely hard to live with. Could be you. But even if it is you, you're like in this energy where it's just like, oh my God, I'm so terrible to live with. And, kudos to them because they're putting up with my shit. What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay. Just because they're dealing with you and they are, going through you and helping with your trauma, that don't necessarily mean that you got to stay in a relationship if it's not happy. No way. Whenever I read the cards, I get to the meat of it because that is people. At the meat of people, that's the soul that we're putting at. Not what you say to me, because you can say anything to me and then guess what? You can kill me in my sleep. That doesn't mean shit to me. I have to look at your soul, and on a soul level, they may be sweet as pie. And they could be. I'm not saying that. But you have walked into the den. Like I said, you've walked into the belly of the beast. Because it just seems like there's a lot coming from this person. It's just so overwhelming. It's like that person that is battling those demons all the time. And, it becomes your demons. It's like, whoa, these ain't my demons. Why do I have these demons? So that's kind of like where I'm getting with this particular situation. I'm not a fan, but that's just where I'm at on the situation, okay? So Leos, and look at this. Here you are. Like I said, sun card in reverse. You're just not happy. Anyway, Leo, so this has been your reading. I hope it helped you, and I will see you later.